let's start to talking about Rise Radiant, your most recent record. That you must be tired about talking the time period when it was released. It was May 2020. We all know
Yeah.
what was happening in the world at the time, but I would like to look at it at a different perspective.
Hmm.
Um, Besides not being a good time to promote and everything, do you think it was a good time to release something into the world than just keep the record to yourselves because it was done already? Do you think it was good to release some new music into the world at the time?
I think it was really important, actually. That's a cool question. It's like, particularly with the content of that album being so kind of forthright and positive, and about empowerment and all of that sort of stuff. I think it was really important, certainly to me, uh, to hear something like that at that time. And I know I wasn't alone in that, because I suffered pretty badly mentally during that time, and so
Mm,
it was definitely, I think the way that I'd put it is that it was an album that I needed, and so I know that other people needed it too. So I think it was really important to do. The sad part was that after that, during the everything that happened with the pandemic and everything, I completely lost my spark. Really, my desire to create was gone. I was not able to kind of get myself to that place that I needed to be again. I feel like that kind of died in me. And fortunately, we've come out of that now, and stronger than ever, which is
nice.
awesome. But certainly on release of the album, I think it was an important one, and completely by accident, those messages in there were needed at that time.
Yeah, it was funny because I kind of compared the release of Aiken's Virus with yours because it was also a coincidence, and like your two records spoke directly to that time period.
Mm. Truly bizarre.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, with like the virus title for Haken's album, like when I saw it, I felt for the guys, going like, I know they didn't do this on purpose. I know
yeah,
for a fact they didn't do this on purpose. That is such a weird coincidence, but yeah, I think a lot of creatives probably went through a similar kind of process of not feeling capable or have any desire really to create at that time. I know a lot of people thrived and still created music, and that's awesome. But
hmm,
in hindsight, I actually feel like it might have helped me to create at the time, but I had no ability to do it.
yeah. And do you feel like the record, I mean, for fans and for maybe new fans that have discovered you on that time, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like you can listen to it and forget what was going on, or maybe go for a walk and try to be on a different mental state.
I literally have received many messages along those lines. Excuse me, of people who have exactly moments like that, just needed to escape. And I think that the fact that Rise Radiant, it's a really punchy album. A lot of the songs, like particularly the singles, are really driving and punchy, and forward kind of momentum, energy kind of thing. It's the kind of thing you might listen to if you go to the gym and you really need to kind of like excite yourself and get yourself there, that kind of thing. So if they needed to kind of escape themselves for a minute and be somewhere else and be something else, I'm sure it was very helpful for that as well. um, Certainly was for me.
Yeah, and for me as well. By the way, I can I can share with
Oh,
you
I'm
that I
glad.
have taken so many walks just listening to the album from front to back.
It's like the perfect length for a healthy stroll. It's
It is because it was almost the time that I take to go to the lighthouse that is nearby where I
Oh,
live,
wow.
and then come back again. So yeah,
Yeah, it's perfect. And I'll tell you now, we had that in mind. That's what we planned your route to the lighthouse with the length
oh, thank you.
of the album. So you're
Thank you so
welcome.
much. No,
That's
thank you.
okay.
It was very inspiring and needed at the time for sure. And about the two bonus tracks that we have on the record, the covers of "Message to My Girl" and "Don't Give Up." How did the idea came up to cover those songs?
The bonus tracks that we'd done for the previous records were they were reimaginings of songs that we'd released before.
Hmm.
And this time we wanted to do something a little bit different. We're thinking maybe we do some covers. And we threw a couple of songs around. Message to My Girl came up. because split ends are awesome and that song is good. And we like it a lot, but it's also one of my parents' favorite songs as well. So we kind of had
Mhm.
this nice tie-in, and I'm not sure that there is a better chorus than the chorus of that song. It's outrageous. Don't Give Up, on the other hand, was one that I grew up with a lot of Peter Gabriel in the house, and I know that the rest of the band did as well. And the album "So" is a really important one, and that track is uh, interestingly one of the weird coincidental moments of that era. You know, how do we choose "Don't Give Up" by accident right before the world shuts down? Like
Yeah.
it's one of those strange things. But I threw it at Sam, going like, "What about Don't Give Up if we're going to do a Peter Gabriel song?" And we immediately started to say, "Well, we need someone to do Kate Bush." And obviously,
Mhm.
the first person that came to mind was Lindsay Ward from Exploring Birdsong, because she's a wonder, a true wonder, and she did an incredible job as well.
Yeah, she did, and it's like it's not your song, but it's like the perfect closer for the record, no
Yeah,
doubt.
I feel like it's a nice little wind down with those bonus tracks there.
Yeah.
I always like to think of the album as the album. Like it comes to come like whenever there's bonus tracks or anything like that, sometimes I go like because I want to go like this is the thing. This is what we made, and these are just kind of extras. But it's funny in the case of Rise Rating, it does have a like it's almost like a little decompress at the end
Yeah,
with those bonus tracks.
it's I don't look at them as bonus tracks at all. It's like they are part of the
Interesting,
record. Yeah,
fascinating. That's cool.
and because they make the time for me to get back home after getting to the
Oh,
lighthouse.
that's right.
So
Yeah. See, if we didn't do that, it wouldn't have fit, would
yeah,
it? That's yeah. No, you're
yeah,
right. You're right. I knew that.
that's right.
What are you talking about?
And in 2021 in June, I think you had a streaming show in Australia, and I watched it here in Portugal. It was like 10 in the morning or something,
Cool. That's
and
not a good time of day for a concert.
no, but it was
That's
amazing because actually I went to another one the previous night, so it was great to like a festival. You wake up early and you go to concerts
catch the
again.
next band. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
so it was amazing, and you had audience at that show because things were opening up before closing down again. And
Yup.
how did it feel for you to play that specific show and know that people all over the world were watching?
There was a lot of love from all around the world, and we actually got sent a lot of kind of messages of people filming them watching the show in
Hmm.
their lounge room and stuff, and like headbanging and partying down and doing it. And that was really touching because I knew for a fact that like in a lot of places around the world, and indeed a lot of places in Australia at the time, still had really strict lockdowns, and they were in a lot of trouble. There was a lot of pain and heartbreak going on, and it was really cool to see. Um, for us, I was really nervous actually. Um, and I don't get nervous for shows anymore, obviously, because I'm very old and I've been doing this for a very long time. Um, but for this one, it was very different because in the back of my head, I was thinking about the broadcast the whole time, about the
Hmm.
audience elsewhere rather than just what was in front of me, and I found myself going a little bit. But it had also been a big gap since we'd played at all, obviously because of the lockdowns. And I'd actually had a lot of problems with my voice, and I'd almost sort of lost all of my falsetto and upper range. It was all gone, and I needed to actually go and get a procedure done, like a little operation done on my voice.
Okay.
And this is coming back from that was in the lead up to this show, and so it was the first time back since then, and I was shitting myself. I had no idea how am I even this person anymore? That kind of thing. And so getting up on that stage, the second that I actually set foot on the stage in front of the audience, that answer to that question became clear. And the answer was yes, I am absolutely that person still. Don't be ridiculous. But it was even when, the click starting in my ears, everything, I'm about to walk on stage, I'm still going like, I don't know if I can do this. And then bang, get up there. And it was like we'd never left. It was beautiful. There was more than one tear shed at that show, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I can imagine. And talking about shows, you are finally returning to Portugal. What
Hell
memories
yeah.
do you have of your show here in 2018?
I remember, excuse me,
No, it's okay.
it was an intimate show, but
Hmm.
there was so much love in that room. I do not exaggerate when I say that it felt homely. It felt really hospitable. It felt like all of the people there were just expressing so much like affection for the music through their response to it in the room. It was one of those ones where you just feel it on
Hmm.
stage. Everything was just magic in the room. It was beautiful. And we'd also had a lovely walk around Lisbon that day.
Yeah.
We were tourists. We love doing tourist stuff on tour. We love walking around and experiencing stuff. So we just had a lovely day, and then played a wonderful show. And there was a particularly memorable sort of meet and greet
Hmm.
sort of signing thing that happened after that show, where we all went to the merch desk and met everybody, and they
Yeah.
came down and we signed stuff, took some photos, and someone actually did, we ended up draping over them. I think I lay down on the table at one point. We had big cuddles and stuff. I'm just saying there was a vibe. Okay, there was a really positive vibe last time.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to coming back, just because I know that the nature of people in Portugal is more leaning towards that way, towards
Yeah.
that kind of outward love and excitement.
That vibe that you have just talked about is the Portuguese vibe. So you are getting it for
Hell
sure
yeah.
again.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm looking
Actually,
forward to it.
yeah, yeah, we are too. And actually, your fellow countryman Neil Viscaris have just played in the same room. You have played,
Oh, the same venue. Yeah,
yeah,
cool. That's nice.
in May, and actually I was there, and it was a great show. Also,
That's great.
the
It's good to
the
see
vibe
everybody
was
out on
there.
the road again. It really
Yeah,
is. I mean, like, just again, having seen like all of these people work so hard for so long, people that we've known for 10 to 15 years, and all of a sudden, all of us are just like gone. And now it's really cool to see us kind of back in action. That's nice to hear.
yeah, yeah. That's amazing, and we all need it. And about Comendatio Music Fest, what are you expecting of the show there?
To be honest, I have no idea. I am looking forward to some heat,
Hmm. Yeah,
possibly going blind on stage. That's possible.
blind.
Uh, well, I remember playing in Barcelona one year
Mm.
and going blind on stage. So it's
Because of
possible
the
it'll
lights.
happen. Well, just because of the sun.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm looking forward very much to sort of having a very loud celebration of being Australian, which I plan to bring to bring with us to the larger shows on the tour. We're going to learn some Australian vernacular. Okay, that's almost certainly going to happen. But on top of that, because we're sort of treating this tour as like the Rise Radiant tour that never happened in
Yeah,
2020, we've got plenty of Rise Radiant in this set for you guys,
nice.
and some fan favorites as well. Love it. Good mixed
All
bag.
right. In plenty, do you mean the whole record or just
The whole record. I will say no, not the whole
no?
record. No.
Okay,
That a spoiler? We're not just gonna come and play Rise
no.
Radiant in full.
No, I was not expecting that, but I was just trying to see if you can change your mind before coming
All right,
to
that's
the show.
fine. I'll send you a PayPal link and you can sort me out. And then we'll figure it out from that point on.
Nice. So your second time in Portugal, it will be headline slots in a festival at an open air venue. So the vibe will be different, but as cozy as the one you have just referred from Lisbon. So it will be cool.
It's funny because like the difference from those to me, like I don't know. I don't know whether it's just me and the way that I kind of feel being on stage and express music and things like that. But I kind of I don't really see a difference between those kind of shows. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Obviously, like the small intimate show is what it is, and the big
Yeah,
outdoor festival is what it is as well. But like the energy that we put out there in terms of like celebrating the music and getting the emotion and stuff across is the same either way. And when you're getting that back, it doesn't matter if that crowd is in a small room or in a big festival. But
yeah.
if I can get a lot of people to shout "G'day, mate" really loud, I'll be very pleased with myself. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay, so everyone just follow Jim's request.
just appease me, man. It's easier if you just do it, and then we can get on with the set. That's it.
Yeah. And so you guys have toured for many years with so many of your favorite bands. Which artist would you like to tour with next?
Oh, it's
You
tricky.
can choose more than one.
I can. Oh, thank you. Thank fuck. I, it's like it's funny. It is a funny question actually because I was thinking about this. My cup runneth over with luck. I have had the opportunity to tour with so many of my favorite artists, and you know,
Mhm.
my bucket list has been thoroughly ticked. But I think Devin Townsend
Mhm.
is still on the list. I would love to tour with Devin, even just to watch night after night and just experience and learn. Because there's always something like, I always find that when you tour with another band, whether they're in support of you or you're supporting them,
Yeah.
there are things when you watch other, particularly other vocalists for me,
Mhm.
perform. There's so much that you can take away and that you learn from them, just watching where they put stuff, how they're placing things, just little subtle things that you pick up and that you take away, even if you don't notice. So that would be
Yeah.
incredible with Devon. That'd be fun. On another level, I'd love to tour with Exploring Birdsong. They're probably my favorite band in the whole fucking world. I would, if we could make that happen, that would be
All right. I hope so. And you guys are, since your third record in Inside Out, do you see yourself putting records in a different label at the
I
moment?
don't actually. I mean, like
Mhm.
straight up, no, I don't. We've loved it working with them. There's a great deal of support and understanding and creative freedom. We're not limited in any way, and our relationship with the label is really, really strong. So it's home basically. I'm
Yeah.
perfectly happy.
And the feeling actually is the same, I guess, for myself and for all the listeners, that every time you buy an Inside Out record, it's like you can feel the love that is
Mm,
not just in the music but in everything.
yeah.
So yeah, I guess it's the perfect match.
It's musicians unchained, man. We're like,
Yeah.
no one's in control of that. That's just like, yeah, this like, do your thing. Here's the support. We trust you, and they know what they're doing, obviously, because there's so many incredible bands on that label.
Yeah, for sure. And besides Seahorse, you have other projects like the Music in Everything podcast. You
Yeah.
are on Twitch as well. So
Yes.
do you have anything else on your sleeve for the next month, years?
If I add anything else, I will explode and die before the end of this interview. So
I hope
that's
not.
where I'm at. But no, the Twitch stuff has been really interesting because,
Hmm.
and same with the podcast. Obviously, the music and everything is the podcast, and it came out of me wanting to do something completely separate from music because, again, like I was saying, I felt like during the COVID times, I felt like maybe I'm not that guy. Maybe that
Yeah.
guy died and I can't do that anymore. And I certainly didn't want to have all of my eggs in the one basket anymore as well. So I kind of just wanted to branch out and try some new stuff, but still carry the kind of positivity and sharing some love and vibes and stuff with people, energy that I bring to Seahorse as well.
Hmm.
So the Twitch community came out of that, and the podcast came out of that as well, and they both have that same sentiment,
Yeah.
and
And
they've been
it's a
growing really
family thing,
nicely.
like
It is a
the
family thing, yeah.
podcast.
The podcast with my brother Sam, who, by
Yeah.
the way, is upstairs right now, just hanging
Okay.
out with my wife.
Hi,
He's
Sam.
we're getting yeah. He's I'll tell him. We're recording a little bonus episode for our Patreon subscribers tonight, so he's just here hanging out, waiting for
No,
me. So
great. Is he coming to Portugal too?
no, he's going to be here being a professional and a grown up, while I'm off living this strange adolescent fantasy of mine, trying to make it manifest.
All right.
My
And
tea is over.
about the Twitch community you were talking about too. For you, you are a gamer before you were in Twitch, right? Was it cool for you to do what you love? Again, you are doing that in Caligula's, of course, but in the video games stuff, playing video games in front of other people.
It's really strange. It's really strange. I mean, the thing is, yes, I love playing games before starting the Twitch channel. I'm not by any means a good gamer, and I think anyone who's ever watched the stream knows that better than anyone else.
But you are
But
playing Souls
it
games, so
Yeah, I mean that's true. It is all very difficult. But it's a really strange transition. I was describing it to someone the other day, actually, that it's such a different kind of performative energy
mhm.
that you need, because when I first started, it's a lot more natural now because I've been doing it for a year. But like when I first started and I first hit okay, go live, let's see how this goes, I was like acutely aware of the fact that I was just sitting in this room with a green screen behind me and that I wasn't talking to anybody. There were just words on
Mhm.
a screen, and it was all very strange. But now there's a really kind of natural back and forth because the community is very lovely as well. So that everybody knows what to expect, and the vibe is there.
Yeah, and
Um,
that's cool because in the most recent years, many musicians have been joining Twitch to play games, and not only that. Do you see yourself doing music on Twitch?
I would love to, and I think long term, yes. Short term, no, just purely because the only time, the only time that I have available to stream is while my youngest, who is 2, is asleep,
Hmm.
and her bedroom is there. So that's a no no. But it, in the future, if I'm able to get myself set up and she's a little bit older, then I'd love to do that for sure. That would be a really fun thing to do. But for now, again, like it started because I wanted to do something a little bit kind of removed from music, and so I'm glad that it's actually grown on its own as well, separate
Hmm.
from that. It's been really nice.
Yeah, that's great. And still about video games, just wanted to check with you if you can name like your like top 3 video games and video game soundtracks.
Oh, soundtracks! Holy fuck. Okay. I think top video game of all time for me has to be the game Outer Wilds.
Mhm.
It is like a puzzle mystery based space adventure thing, and I will say no more. The only
Okay.
advice that I would give to somebody who playing that game is do not Google anything. Don't look anything up. Go and experience it for yourself because the journey is incredible. Um, I would be remiss if I didn't put a FromSoft game up there. I think my favorite FromSoft game is probably Sekiro. I love that game a lot. I have played it a lot and I enjoy it very much. I could probably put Dark Souls 3 on that list as well. God, what else? At the moment, I'd probably say Celeste is up there as well.
Hmm.
Partly because also that falls into my soundtrack category.
Yeah.
Excuse me, because the soundtrack to Celeste is just gorgeous. It's fun to sing along to, actually, just to sort of like hum
Hmm.
over because it's so chill a lot of the time. Oh man, I can't think of any more soundtracks. I'm gonna put Doom up in there. You got to put Doom's
Okay.
soundtrack in there, right? Doom and
The
Doom Eternal.
the
There you
first
go.
Doom or the remake?
Oh, both in terms of the
Both.
riffs.
Yeah.
Like the first one really hit home in terms of the game. Like I really enjoyed it. I don't think I enjoyed the second one quite as much, but the music in both just rips. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So there you go. There you have it.
All right. And so getting back to Caligula's Horse, you guys have been
Mm,
recording recently. You have posted on your social networks.
hmm
When can we expect to know more about what you have been doing?
I don't have any news for you right now,
Hmm.
but I'm hoping that we'll have some news for you soon. All I'll tell you is that we're really proud of what we've accomplished. So, what month is it now? Jesus, I don't even know. It's
We are
July.
in July. Yeah.
Okay, right. That's the fact that I had to check speaks volumes about where I'm at mentally right now. The yeah, so we should have some news for you guys in the not too distant future. But things are coming along really well, and I look forward to sharing it to you when I can, for sure.
Okay, looking forward to it. And I've also seen that you have supported Voyager's participation in Eurovision Song Contest.
hmm
Would you like to represent Australia in a future Eurovision Song Contest?
I I'm not sure Australia is as interested in losing as that. I don't think if they really felt like a year like, yeah, we need to take ourselves down a peg, let's send Caligula's horse, let's lose this year. No, I just don't think we're suited to it. I think what's uniquely wonderful about Voyager is the fact that yes, they're a prog metal band, of course, but they have this uh energy to them that is so kind of um it's contagious. It's
Hmm.
this really kind of outlandish, over the top, very kind of like suited to Eurovision and to the sort of
Yeah.
European side of music, so well. It's, that you don't see from other Australian bands very much. And I've loved those guys. Voyager were one of the first bands that we toured Australia with, actually, way back in the day.
Okay.
And we're really close mates with them, and they're really, really lovely people on top of that. So being able to watch them, this band that I know and have known for a long time, are incredibly good and one of the best live acts in the country, going relatively unnoticed until kaboom, Eurovision, being able to see them
Yeah.
finally get the attention that we all know they so rightly deserve, has just been so freaking wonderful to watch, because they're a unique voice in Australian music. So I'm going to say no. And because I'm a sad boy. I'm not glam enough. You know what I mean?
Oh. But Eurovision is
Give me
not all about glam. Portugal has won just one time. I don't know if you've seen the song we have won with in 2017.
I haven't
Maybe
seen it. No,
you haven't. Okay, I'll
no.
make sure. I'll let you know which one was it, and then you can maybe rethink your
Very well. All right. Okay.
your
Okay. I'm
future
ready.
participation in Eurovision Song Contest.
I'll start nominating myself the
Yeah,
minute I hear this thing.
can we expect to see you sooner than 5 years next time?
That's definitely our hope. Now that we're kind of, oh God, I was about to say back on the horse. That's I can't use that. That's unusable. That's not on the list for me because it's cliche. No, now that we're back in the game, so to speak, we're very much looking to stay active and come and see you guys as much as possible, and especially with the new album and everything. That's
Mhm.
it's a good excuse to come visit, isn't it? I mean, having
Yes.
new music released.
Yeah.
Um,
Sure.
so I'll say absolutely, yeah. I can't wait. I mean, like right now, I'm still in this point where I'm like trying to protect myself mentally by going, the tour still might not happen if everything falls apart, if COVID happens again and no one, we could still.
Hope
And the
not.
minute I step off a plane,
Yeah.
onto European soil and actually come to play these shows, then
Mhm.
it'll probably sink in. But for now, it's, I'm still mentally fucked over from all of the
This will
COVID
be your
shit
first
stuff.
time going abroad since COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first time. So I mean, we've done an Australian tour or two, and even that was just a strange whirlwind experience. So I'm looking forward to just like cracking that shell and getting back out there and you know getting back in the habit of doing this wonderful thing.
Yeah. At the moment, we are thrilled to have you back in Comendatio Music Fest, and
Hell yeah.
we hope you have the best of your time there, and see you next time.
For sure. Thanks, Pedro.